Hi, I'm Kaylee, and this is part 6 of my 2018 bookshelf tour, and today I'm going to be showing you my TBR. Oh my goodness. This is going to be shocking. Prepare to be shocked. If you watch my videos at all, then you know my TBR is completely out of control. It's always out of control. It's been out of control for the last few decades. And it just doesn't look like I'm ever really going to catch up. And you know what? That's okay with me. So recently I actually started having a completely separate TBR shelf with just books that I need to read. And it kind of spilled over onto the floor, so there are stacks of books just stacked up on the floor, which are on my TBR. These are books that don't really have a spot on my shelves yet. Like obviously I have classics here that I have not read yet. They're on my TBR, but I know I'm gonna read them. I know I'm gonna keep them after I read them. And so they have their spot on the shelf. These TBR books are books that have not yet earned that privilege. That's why they're stacked up on the floor. Once I read it and I know that I love it and I know I'm going to keep it, then I will make a space for it somewhere. Somewhere there's got to be space for it on, a regular bookshelf, and I will file it in with the correct genre where it belongs. So without further ado, let's go to the shelf and the floor, where you will see my massive TBR. So starting with a bookshelf that is only TBR in my guest room, and then I'll show you the two other locations where I have exclusively TBR books. So in our first shelf we start with Robin McKinley's Dragon Haven, The Seven Tales of Trinket, Protector of the Small, Briar's Book, Street Magic and Magic Steps, Wild Magic and Realms of the Gods, Terrier, Ruby Holler and Chasing Redbird, A League of Seven, Shadows, A Bag of Moonshine and the Red Shift, Birdwing, Poppy and Rye, Walk Two Moons, The Golden Goblet, The Voyage of Patience Goodspeed. The name of this book is secret. If you're reading this, it's too late, and this book is not good for you. Princess of the Midnight Ball, Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow, Camille, Grip of the Shadow Plague, All 4 Stars, The Master Harper of Pern. And on the next shelf, Once Upon a Curse, Dragon's Breath, No Place for Magic, The Salamander Spell, and The Frog Princess. The Middle Moffat, Here Lies the Librarian, The Magic in the Weaving, The Squire's Tale, The Squire, the Knight and His Lady, The Squire's Quest, The Rag Witch, The Magnificent Lizzie Brown and the Devil's Hound, The Shadow of the Wind, Laddertop, Beyond the Deep Woods, Storm Chaser and Vox, Wolf Tower and Wolf Star, The Flaw in the Blood, which is too tall to set up straight, so I just put it sideways, Fable Haven and Keys to the Demon Prison, The Dawns and Mr. Dickens, The Telling, A Confusion of Princes, Heir to Seven Waters. And on the bottom shelf, The Magic Half, The Dragon of Cripple Creek, A String in the Harp, The Wizard Test, Dead Weather and Sunrise, Heidi's Children, The Long Secret, 1984, Fahrenheit 451, Firebringer, Shiver, Beyonders, Seeds of Rebellion, and A World Without Heroes, Jennifer Murdley's Toad, Marcello and the Real World, The Rhythmatist, Horns and Wrinkles, The Phantom of the Opera, My 100 Adventures, The Ring of Five and the Unknown Spy, The Girl of Fire and Thorns, and The Crown of Embers. And moving on to the next pile of books, The Steps in the Chimney, Wings of Flame, Everworld, The Tree Keepers, Oscar Wilde and a Game Called Murder, Outlander, The Sea of Trolls and the Islands of the Blessed, Odd Magic, The Secret History of Tom Trueheart, The Knight, the Harp, and the Maiden, The Prince of Wales, The Shamer's Daughter, Ring of Fire, Earthshine, The Rising Star of Rusty Nail, An Unexpected Apprentice, the Hex Hall series, the Heist Society series, The Singer of All Songs, Midnight Magic, Outlaws of Ravenhurst, Bella at Midnight, The Seer and the Sword and the Healer's Keep, Icefall, The Mozart Season, Mudshark, Heartfire, The Shadow Thieves, The Sword and the Circle, Grey Seas Under, Shakespeare's Scribe, The Hunting of the Last Dragon, Endymion Spring, Calico Bush, A Handful of Magic, The Switch, Ender's Shadow, Shadow Puppets, Ender in Exile, Shadow of the Giant, and Xenocide, Thomas and the Dragon Queen, Falcon Quinn and the Black Mirror, Flora Secunda, Falcon and the Charles Street Witch, Grimpow, Emily's Fortune, Broken Chords, Museum of Thieves, Just Ella, Dragon's Milk, Windlord and Earthlord. And now we come to the books on the little table. The Dragon Revenant, The Books of Elsewhere, Still Life, The Dragon's Lair, Wild Blood, The Moneylender's Daughter, The Shadow Companion, Warrior Princess, The Poison Apples, That Was Then, This Is Now, Around the World in 100 Days, The Poisons of Cox, Ashes on the Waves, Down the Rabbit Hole, Steel, In the Stone Circle, Homicide in Hardcover, The Golden Dream of Carlo Cuccio, The Last Girls of Pompeii, The City in the Lake, The Map of Time, The Mapmaker and the Ghost, Flight of a Witch, The Billionaire's Curse, Eyes of a King and Voices in the Dark, The Last Summer of You and Me, Matched, Little White Bird and Sentimental Tommy, The Book of Dreams, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Under the Autumn Star, The Dragon, the Earl, and the Troll, The Riddle Master of Head, Far Traveler, Anna of Byzantium, Winds of Fate, The Golden Unicorn, Gerlaine, Summers at Castle Auburn, The Thief of Calamar, Rune Marks, Storm Rising, Montmorency, Thief, Liar, Gentleman, Sphinx's Princess and Sphinx's Queen, The Remarkable Journey of Prince Jen, The Warrior Heir. And finally, we come to my immediate TBR. These books are actually stacked up on the floor next to my bed. So when I'm looking for the very next thing that I'm going to read, this is the bunch of books that I come to. Jory and the Magic Stones, The Crystal Navigator and Mona Lisa's Ghost, Thicket, Renegades, The Chemist, War for the Waking World, John Winthrop, Oliver Cromwell, and the Land of Promise, Lady Catherine and the Real Downton Abbey, Mary Poppins in the Park, The Red Thread, The Door in the Forest, The Fairy's Return and Other Princess Tales, Armadale, The Romance of the Forest, Peter Simple, The Innocents Abroad, Jane and the Genius of the Place, and Jane and the Bark of Frailty, Tehanu, Hyrule, The Parasites. Encyclopedia Brown Keeps the Peace, and Encyclopedia Brown and the Case of the Secret Pitch. Cousins in the Castle, Claudia, Treasures from Grandma, Away from Home, 18 and on Her Own, Far to Go, Sybil's Secret, Dragon and Thief, Dragon and Soldier, Dragon and Herdsman, Dragon and Judge, Dragon and Liberator, Rule Britannia, A Wizard Alone, Wizard's Holiday, The Outlaws of Sherwood, Freddie the politician, Freddie the detective. Maud March on the run. R.T., Margaret, and the Rats of Nim. The Great Brain reforms. Stardust. Jane and his lordship's legacy. Jane and the ghosts of Netley. An Acceptable Time and the Moon by Night. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my massive TBR. Please leave a comment and let me know if any of these are on your TBR or if you've read them and you're like, you need to read that now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.